EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it's the second of our Monday night doubleheader, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the New York Jets. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that...
He's got him in, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 30 yards there.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. You talk about this Jets defense. This unit, very tough to throw against. Currently second best in the NFL.
And, hey, they were stingy in the opener. Didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into Week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that number 1 spot.
The second down throw now from Stroud. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 14. A very solid gain of 27.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
1st and 10, it's Pierce. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. Pierce, touchdown, Houston. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Now Cade York for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Malone swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. You look at the defense for these Texans. This unit third best in the NFL in stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
On 1st and 10, Malone, and he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The Jets are 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener, and now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
Second and 10. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Well, this defense for the Texans, terrific last week in the season opening victory.
You talk about getting off to a hot start, a shutout right out of the gate. Think of the carryover headed into this one, the residue of that game. That means excellent practices, guys alert, ready to go. They'd love to hang a second one right here, right now.
Here's 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Malone. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
So on 4th down, on is the punter Ryan Wright. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Ready.
Throwing now is Stroud. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice game for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Here's Stroud. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle His first touchdown of the new season. And the Texans lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
New York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Malone able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Malone working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. But they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Cook up the gut. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Malone. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
Every guy that plays this game has plenty of people around him that are concerned for his health and well-being. He had no regard for his body on that catch at all, did he?
Middle of the field, diving to grab it? No, he didn't. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Second and 6. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So not exactly the response they were hoping for, but they'll take the 3 to at least get them on the score sheet.
Yeah, now's not the time to panic. All is well. Somewhat calm. Only down 14-0. So continue to play your game. Take the points when they're there. And put the emphasis on your defense to go out and get you the football back.
And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line. So the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
Ready, set.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute. But did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Mustang 19. Buffalo 18. Hustle.
Stroud out of the gun here. This is Hamler on the receiving end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down. Play action. Here's Stroud. That one complete. It's Tank Dell. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. Gets the dump off to Pierce. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll toss this to Pierce on the right side. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Stroud looking to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Now here's Stroud on 3rd down. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. C.J. Stroud with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Cook. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires. That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Let's go.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
18, Rattler. 18, Rattler.
Back to throw. Malone under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. An audible here to get a new look. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. Looking to throw. Malone. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with great starting field position up near the 50, they might be 1 completion away from stealing a late field goal here.
Dragon 60. 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. Ready, ready?
Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Houston. Jalen Waddle in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans continue to pull away here in this first half. The York on now for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
Makes the score Texans 28, Jets 3. Cade York to kick off.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Jets going to get the football first, and they trail as well as we get back underway in this second half. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw. Malone. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the 3rd quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. Fielded just inside the 30. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
Ready?
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
From the 35, here's the 2nd down and 6. And they'll go right back to Pierce. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. Pierce will try to pick it up. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. 61 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Pierce now up the middle. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
Henry To'o there on the tackle.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on second.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen. And I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque.
Yeah, I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people say, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
And now they'll shift things around. Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Cook following the penalty. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. A good comeback there after the penalty. 9 yards, and it's 2nd and 6.
It's 2nd and 6 at the 12-yard line.
Cowboy 80. 7 Pirates.
Looking to throw. Malone, and complete, right side to Cook. Touchdown, Jets. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that. And they get to Stroud, nowhere to go, and he goes down. The former third overall pick, Quinnen Williams, there to bring him down.
And we all know how talented this guy is, who's called the signals for him. But even the best in the game, they can struggle against a good, cohesive zone coverage. Can't find a gap in the secondary quick enough, and he ends up taking a sack.
Under pressure, they got him again. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now Cook running right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 1st down, Malone. This is caught. Touchdown. Garrett Wilson, 26 yards. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well, this offense only mustered 3 points in the first half on that field goal. They picked up the pace now. 2 third-quarter touchdowns.
Hey, you remember that appearance we had last week in front of that crowd, and they asked about halftime adjustments and all that was going on, and remember what I said. It's not always an adjustment at halftime. Sometimes just remembering the game plan and playing better, tuning it up and just working through it methodically. They got it done in this case.
Of course, I'll always remember that appearance because I had on a brown belt with black shoes, and you pointed that out in front of the crowd. So thanks for that.
I said that out loud?
You did.
My bad.
Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. Give left side for Pierce. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 101 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Well, it's kind of fitting. A couple days ago when we met with him, I said, what is it about your running game that's so effective? He said, I like to tag myself as elusive. He was pretty elusive right there.
And his teammates appreciate that because they know they don't have to hold their blocks for very long. As one of them told us, if I just breathe some bad breath on the guy in front of me, that's all I need to do, and he's gone.
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th.
Here we go. Set.
Stroud now on 1st and 10. That's going to be caught. And the Texans are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run here with Pierce. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Dameon Pierce, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. So he's had a nose for the end zone here in the early part of the season. 2 touchdowns for him now in this one to go along with the one he had in the opener as well.
Yeah, he certainly finds where the goal line is and finds a way to get across it. But you know who else senses it? The guys that block for him. Because he has that instinct, I think they hold their blocks just a little bit longer.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Well, a quick slant, good for 8 and a first.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Throwing on first down. Malone, he'll get this to Lazard. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 44-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw again. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
19 Tigers.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
60 Go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's complete to Lazard. And quickly, they get to the line. Now they'll change things around before the snap.
At the 46-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd and long. Malone. And that will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
60 Bobcat.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Texans are going to get it back here just past the 35. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They go again with Pierce. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge fourth-quarter stop?
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And the Jets will take over. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
On 2nd down, Cook. And some room to maneuver. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 111 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. Now a dump off here complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 43-yard line.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Malone. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
On 3rd down, Malone. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Well, he was looking at a dime formation, 6 defensive backs on the field, so he's looking for anyone to throw the football to, but he didn't have anyone open, so he took off and ran for it, but he came up just short, and that brings up 4th down.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Pass taken in by his big tight end. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Malone completes it to Hardman. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. On 3rd and 2, Malone. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun. Malone to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
To throw on 2nd down. Malone to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
They're able to hold him to 3 there, and that leads to a 4th and goal. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Looking to throw. Malone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And this Texans defense comes up with a goal line stand. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 2-yard line.
So this one in the win column for the Texans, and it was thanks in part to the play of their 3rd-year quarterback.
Yeah, he did a little bit of everything, didn't he? He had 2 touchdown passes through the air, another one on the ground, and that defense, they really had no answer for many of their drives.
So for the Texans, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. So long, everybody.